Excuse the Irish accent. Just before I start, I want each and every one of you to give yourself a round of applause for just what we've seen here for the last 2.5 hours. Seen literally hundreds, if not 2,000 of us walking through the streets of London. Put your hands together and give yourself a clap. Just before I speak, I just want to say thank you very much to the organisers, Andre, Brendan, and a few others for inviting me here today to say a few words. I formed the Animal Rights Action Network, Aaron. I don't know if many of you heard of us, but we're a national animal rights group based in Ireland. We work right across the country fighting for animal rights. It was almost actually 11 years to this day that we formed the group. One of our main goals is to end all animal experiments. The animal rights movement is all about being honest and our dealings with others, and it should be not just saying what's expedient or comfortable or convenient. When people say they're returning to go fishing, that is a benign activity, that is hunting in the water. When we say that human beings are bigger predators than sharks, it may not be the thing to say that makes people smile, but it is true. The animal rights movement finds it inexcusable to accept that we can treat animals badly just because they happen to be different. If you cut animals, don't they bleed? If you tickle animals, don't they giggle? We tell our children might doesn't make right, and we turn it all around and throw it out the window because it's convenient to do something different. Our movement is working very hard to cast aside all the prejudice, all the injustice, not just those injustices that apply to our own species. There is absolutely no trick to looking back at the great injustices of our time, and by that I mean the Holocaust, slavery, and condemning them. We've got that. There's no trick to going along with the status quo and not rocking the boat. The trick is always to look at what we're doing today as if we're at some point in the future looking back and figuring out what the injustices and oppressions are that we are committing today, and by that I mean animal experiments and much more. And more to get this crude, unnecessary, unethical and unreliable form of research out of our lives, out of society. You have to rock the boat if you want to make waves, and you have to be honest if you want change. Slavery, unfortunately, has not ended, and it is still very much alive. Animals are today's slaves, and yet what little pittance do they want? They don't want the right to vote, but of course I'm sure they could probably do a better job of it. We just need to start respecting them more. The greatest respect we can afford animals is just to leave them alone. Over the last few months, Aaron has been working hard to uncover animal experiments at colleges and universities in Ireland. Not long ago we broke national news and we exposed Trinity College for using animals in painful experiments. Our campaign was joined by famous author John Bangle, who fired off a letter to Trinity College joining in our call to dump animal experiments. The campaign worked and made national positive headlines for the animals. Of course, shortly after that, we were quick to take advantage of the youth presentation. We staged a really exciting demonstration outside the gates of Trinity College. We had a big giant dog, and he led a big demonstration with a banner that read, "Animals are not ours to experiment on." Once again, our event helped to generate huge positive press coverage for the animals employed, and it helped get the message into the public mainstream. Shortly after that, we worked with the Dublin newspaper in Dundalk to help expose more killing, more suffering at Smooth Muscle Research Centre, the test on rabbits. At Aaron, we are known for our colourful and vibrant events. I believe that we're like the painter Dante Rossetti, who is an old painter and who used to be chided for being told not to make a spectacle of himself, and he used to say, well, if I make a spectacle, people stare, and then they have the attention for my serious work. So forgive us please for the embarrassing stunts, the crazy antics and the stupid tricks. What Aaron has realised is that the press, God bless them, are like your cat. That if you speak seriously to them, none of them pay absolutely no mind. But if you wiggle your finger under the door, they know that it's just your finger, but they have to come over and take a look. So we know our work is very serious, but by using humour and outrageous stunts, we get many thousands of people who otherwise not would give two hoots to take a look. Times are changing for the better, in Ireland, Ireland is spreading fast across the country. We're working hard to uncover what laboratories and universities like Trinity College are desperate to hide. And we support international campaigns such as the campaign to close laboratories in life sciences, speak and much more. We get out there in the hail, rain and snow and we show people undercover investigations that show the horribly crude and unscientific animal experiments for what they really are. Our movement is all about creating positive change and getting everyone on the high street to think about animals. So please, don't worry if you find some people are not very receptive. The human species is not very bright, it just thinks it is. It has to hear the message several times, it has to, and we all have to go through that. What makes me laugh is when we're serving vegetarian and vegan foods, some people come up to us and say, yuck, what is in that? And I often feel like turning around and saying, well, you know, here's their meat substitute, and let me see what's in that. We've got bowel, rectum, lips, bits of ass. Someday I'm going to try that, to see what they have to say. It's heartbreaking to see new investigations that are continuously coming out. When you see animals caged up in fear, you're undergoing yet another painful and cruel experiment. You look in their eyes, they are always white, and they are always so afraid, whether it's a dog, cat, or a monkey. It's like they look at you and they say, help me, this cannot be happening. I don't care what anyone thinks, those animals will never expect that moment to come. It's just horrific and unscientific. In the animal kingdoms, animals don't get stroke, they don't get cancer, they don't get heart attacks. In these unnatural ways, they undergo these ridiculous experiments every day in laboratories. I have one word for those who may be here from our opposition today. Every time we step inside the laboratory, we find what are nicely called problems. We stopped many experiments, but still we discovered that monkeys with infected head wounds because the researchers don't know how to fix their electric cats. We still find that mice are being bled from their eyes, rats who have their tails cut off, monkeys' stomachs cut open once fully conscious. But I want thing to say to them, rights movements never go in, they always get stronger, they always attract more people, and there is no point whatsoever in wasting your time fighting them because we will grow and we will win, and that's a fact. As we say, you can't shut the Irish up. I've got two more things I want to say. For those of you who are here today, you are the difference, and it's you who will play a vital part on ending animal experiments alone. None of us are alone, even though some of you may think you are. There is always someone, somewhere, waiting for you to step up to the plate and do something. Even if you don't find that person, you can do it yourself, and you can and you must. Because the animals depend on you, and they depend on each and every one of us here today. And the most important things have been done just because one person has cared. Don't be afraid to be radical. All the best people in history have been just that. It will always be radical to do or say X and Y unless someone starts doing X and Y. We don't face war squads, we don't face gas chambers for saying what's on our minds, in our hearts, and we won't lose our lives if we speak out about animal wrongs wherever we see them. But the animals do lose theirs if we don't, so we must. And finally, please, for everyone here today, don't be depressed and don't dwell on the big picture because it's more than the average person can endure. Remember all we have achieved in history and all the changes we have made in small time in the animal rights movement. The achievements of reform shows that while we have our heads in the clouds, our feet are firmly placed on the ground. When you leave here today, I ask that you please redouble your efforts to help animals and to move heaven and earth to stop their suffering. I say this, our goal is total animal liberation, and the day that people believe that animals are not ours to wear, eat, experiment on, or for any other purpose, is the day when we win total animal liberation. Please look after yourselves, you're all they have.